Hello, today I'm going to show you how to add movement to your 3D Godot game. First thing you're going to do is add a 3D scene, then create a node called CSG Mesh 3D. Then going to select Mesh as a plane 3D and add a collision to it so our character won't fall. You can scale the plane. Next thing we're going to do is going to create a character body 3D. So create a node called character body 3D, then add another node into it called mesh instant 3D. Now you're going to select the mesh instant 3D whatever you want, but in this video going to use the capsule. So you can adjust this capsule so you can clearly see it. Adjust this a bit. Okay, next thing we're going to do is add collision to it. So go to the character, then create node, then create a collision shape 3D. After we create it, then we're going to set the shape as a capsule shape. So you can see the blue outline, that will be the collision of our character. Next thing we're going to do is going to the character body 2D, then add a script to it. So our character had a script that we can program on it. So nothing to change, then create. Now you can see this is the default code of the movement of our character. So we're going to go to 3D. We're going to adjust a little bit. Almost forgot. Going to create another node on the character. A normal node 3D, then we're going to change it to head. So this will be the character head. So next thing we're going to create a camera 3D. We're going to put it in the head and we just adjust the head as the same height as a viewing point. So like this is okay. Okay, then we're going to test it. Select, and we're going to test our movement so you can look at the script. Okay, our default movement from the code is the arrow key, so you can see our character. Oh, we're going to run it again. Okay, you can see our character move with the arrow key. Very nice, but the color is a bit weird, not like in the editor. So next thing we're going to do is add an environment. We're going to add a sun to it and add another environment scene. So click here. Now after we add it, then we're going to test it again. As you can see, our character now has a shadow and a better graphic. So variable character is the gravity inside our game, so the default will be 9.8, or you can use the default one. So next thing is function physics process. Is a function that called every physics frame. The delta parameter represents the time that escalates since the last frame. Inside the physics process we have a if not on floor. This line will check if the character is not on the floor. That means our character is jumping and it's in the air. Variable input direction is a variable that going to record our movement key. Is the default arrow key. Next is the variable direction. This line calculates the movement direction based on the input direction vector and normalize it to ensure consistent speed regardless of the direction. Next is if direction, that means our character is movement. Velocity x means horizontal movement and velocity c will mean forward backward. Else will be character standing still. The code will decrease the movement velocity of the character towards 0 Next is move and slide. It's a function that calculates velocity to move the character and handle the collision with the environment. Ensures smoothing movement along the surface. This function is a Godot default for the character movement. That's the default code that is given by the Godot. So we're going to go to 3D and play. As you can see, we're moving with our arrow keys. So we're going to change that with WSD. So go to project setting. Then we're going to add an improvement. So we're going to name. So going to add movement up, down, left, right. Now we're going to assign all these buttons with WSD. So up will be W, down will be S, left A. After we done assigning our movement key, we're going to close the project setting. Then we're going to test it. As you see in our script, I didn't change the movement key, so WSD won't work. So we're going to edit it in script. Go to script and go to variable input direction. We're going to change everything. Going to change left to left, UI right to right, and so on. Okay, after it did, we're going to test run it. Okay, our character now move with the WSD key. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to code our head next. So we're going to add on ready variable head. I have to cut here because our node is outside our character. So we're going to move our node into our character. Then we're going to write the code again. So add on ready variable head equals, you can drag or drop the nodes. So we're going to $ head and add a on ready variable camera. So camera, then drag and drop. Okay, next thing we're going to remove our cursor in the game. So what we're going to do is add a function. We're going to use this space, call it function ready. Okay, we're going to input dot set mouse mode, then input mouse mode capture. Okay, after we set our function, we're going to run our game and see if our cursor disappeared. So we're going to play. As you can see, our head now attached to our body and it will move along as we move, and our cursor now disappeared. So next we're going to do is create a function called function unheaded input. So we're going to write if event input event mouse. Then our head will rotate on the y-axis. Minus event dot relative x times sensitivity. Going to create a constant called sensitivity. You can set your sensitivity here. Okay, after we set our sensitivity, we're going to add another line called cam rotate x-axis. So minus event point relative y times sensitivity. Next we're going to add cam rotate x equals cam rotate equals deck to red minus 40 and deck to red minus 60. So minus 40 and take to red minus 60. Okay. After we do it, we're going to save and we're going to run it. So let's test it. Oops. Okay, I found the error. It's cam.rotation. So not rotate, rotation x equal cam point rotation x degree minus 40 and take to red 60. Okay, we're going to run it again. Okay, as you can see, our mouse now move our head of our character. So look up, look down, move left, move right. Okay, but as you can see, our character not moving along with way our facing. So this will be WASD. So our character move the default way, but not the way that we facing. So we're going to edit in the code. So we're going to go down to the variable direction. The default one will move the character the way they facing. So if our character facing which way, it will move that way. So we're going to change it. So we're going to delete the variable direction. Okay, we're going to delete this. Then we're going to change our code to transform basis vector 3 input direction x, 0 input direction y, and normalize it. Okay, I mistyped here basic, it should be basis. So we're going to run it and we're going to test it. So we're going to face and press W. Okay, now our character move the way that we wanted. So congratulations, you now mastered the fundamental of the movement. So in the next video, we're going to go through the map building using the grid map. By importing some assets from the internet, then we're going to create a map out of it. Thank you for watching this video and hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye.